Well, thank you all for coming. I appreciate everybody's help with the equipment crew. I'm Doran Cartmill, equipment lead, and this is Randy Laughlin, my co-lead. Randy's been helping me with everything. This is Mark. He also will help me with sound. He runs sound too, knows how to run the sound. So if I am not around, he can help me. He can do it. If he's moving something on the field or changing something, he knows what he's doing. I trust him fully. Okay, so me and Mark we'll do the sound stuff. If we need to move a microphone, we need to fix a speaker, we need to do something. If we're doing it, it's cool. Okay, you don't have to ask. All right, all right. You don't have to ask. But with that said, we're coming into competition season, so we need probably 15 people at each competition to help the kids on and off. Two of the competitions are not really, they're timed, but they're only on 20 minutes, and it's just the whole show and everything. So it's not a huge stress to get on and off the field. When you go to BOA or go to our last competition at ATSU, it is timed. On the field, playing, and off the field, right? If you go overtime, you start deducting points. So we got to be quick, not frantic, and we got to do everything. We got to hit on all cylinders, okay? The hardest thing I think to do is get the cords laid out, because if we can get the cords laid out, we can plug them in and make it. I'm gonna have all the electronics up and running when we walk on the field. So my iPads and stuff will be up. I'm gonna carry 2 iPads in case one locks up, which I've seen that happen in the middle of a show. I've seen it drop. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff. So this is what the field will look like, right? We're set up exactly like we want to be for competitions, with the exception of if the field is shorter, we may scoot all this stuff forward. All right, so the first drum major stand, whoever wants, when we get there, we'll make assignments, but the first drum major stand down there goes on the 25, okay? Then we come this way, and this speaker sits on the 30. See how it's sitting? Right on this line. Then we'll have a mic stand about the middle of between the 40 and the 45. Then this sits center line on the 45, okay, the main stand. And you're familiar with it, I know you're familiar with it. We may have a couple guys that have done this stand before do it for us tomorrow, okay? You gonna be there tomorrow? Okay. Then the next thing is 2 microphone stands that split the main yard lines. It's like at the 47 and then the other 47 or so right in the middle. Then we got these 2 speakers, both on the 45s. These are side dependent, okay? One's got a long cord, which has got the red strap on it. Okay, it's got a longer cord to it, and the cords will be with it. All right, so down beyond that, we've got the last drum major stand, which is at the 30-yard line. Then you've got 35 yard line. Then the speaker again at 30. Speakers are centered. The major stands are not centered. They're 5 yards shifted this way. All right, that's because of the way the band and the front ensemble sits up. If we're running a generator, it'll sit out there about where it's sitting now. It's not real critical, but just out beyond the speaker. Sort of out just beyond the show field, right? What you'll be doing is, if you got drum major stand, you'll come out, that's the first thing we'll put in place. Then we'll have people carrying microphone stands with microphones on them, and the cord reel will be out here, or on a stand walking out, right? So we'll set it over there and pull it out, okay? And I'll get somebody assigned to that. Each of these speakers has a power cord and a microphone cord. So there's only 2 connections that we've got. We've got a speaker cable connection and a microphone connection. Microphone connection is 3-pin, female, male. One of them's got a little silver button on it. Goes one way. Push the button. If you're pulling on it, you will damage it. Do not pull it by the cords. Okay? So that's that connection. Speaker cable connection. Look right here. Got a little silver button on it. You pull back and you twist. Quarter turn. That's a speaker. It's called a speak on. That's a speaker cable connection. That's the only 2 connections we got. All right? It's only 2 types we got. Don't be pulling on cords. I mean, it happens. Last show, speed con got pulled apart before we even got on the field. That's okay. It happens. We'll deal with it. We'll have people probably helping the kids get these stages out. All right? The stages, literally, you can just pick them up and they roll. Okay? So those will probably be coming off the field. You may have to help them with that. On and off. All right. Mark, what am I missing?
Anything that I know of other than getting your cords to the field.
Yeah, the kids. The kids are going. We'll take these 2 mics out there. Probably I may get kids to carry them, but we'll determine that based on how many people we've got. Those 2 mics out there to pick up a woodwind feature that's at the back of the field. We'll get those out there. The kids will hook them up, and I will probably run out there last second and make sure they're pointed sort of in the neighborhood of where they need to be. Other than that, these are set up exactly like they need to be. So
the cords come from the sound cart to those?
Yeah, they're what?
The cords come from the sound cart to those?
Yes.
So they got that too.
They've got that out there, yes. There's a backward cord setup that they'll do. And they do all the cords on the front, and they'll bring us a what I call a Halloween cord. It's got an orange cord in it, it's black and orange. And it's got all the connections. And I make all the connections up with that drum major stand. Power, signal going to the speakers, and speaker connections. Thank you. So, anybody got any questions?
I do.
Yeah.
So what technique do you like us to use when we're coming off the field?
All right.
We have all these cords.
Excellent.
What are we supposed to do?
When you're coming off the field, grab and go. Don't wind it up. Make it just quick as you can go.
Okay. Make a mess. We'll fix it on the sideline.
Yeah. Do not waste time winding the cord on the field. Just grab it, pull it, drag it, whatever you got to do to get off the field. Okay? We don't care it's a mess. We'll fix it. We want it neat coming out so we can unwind it. And if we're at a competition, like BOA, we may have to sit in, during the downtime and rewind, because if you happen to be in the top 10 for some reason, you have to perform again. So we have to make the cords neat. But that's irrelevant. We don't want to get dang points because we're hanging out winding cords. We don't want to get in the next band's way of the competition because we're winding cords. Grab it and go. I mean, just grab it. I don't care what it looks like. Yank it up. Be safe, but get it off the field. Okay?
So we shouldn't focus on going for what we helped bring on the field. We should just grab things and go.
What I would try to do is stick with...
Don't worry about winding up.
Wind up the cords, but stick with what you had.
Okay.
That way we know everything gets off. All right, if you did a drum stand, do a drum stand. Or if you have a speaker, do a speaker. Excuse me. Anything else?
Will you assign people to certain things?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. It all depends on who's there, and you know what I'm saying? So we'll wait till a few minutes before we need to go on. We'll get everybody gathered up and say, okay, who's doing what? And if we got 15 people, it's easy. If we got 10 people, it's harder. If we got 5 people, we're host. Right? So we need people. We appreciate everybody. There can't be too many people. I'm telling you, the fewer things that you have to do when you're coming out, the better it is. If you've got only one task, that's great. You don't have to do 3 or 4 things. Do one thing, do it quick, do it well. That'll get us out on the field.